my face is getting leaner. You can see it in the bags under my eyes. Welcome back to another video. Welcome to episode 4 of the prep series, or welcome if you're new. My name is Wix. I am a wellness athlete, an online coach, a qualified doctor, not currently practicing, retired at the age of 23. We are prepping for my first bodybuilding show. I'm currently 14 weeks out, and if I'm being honest, this is the first week where I feel like I'm feeling things a little bit surrounding prep. I'm feeling just a little bit more tired, and I don't know if it's prep or whether I'm about to catch a bug. I hope I'm not, because I was ill like 5 weeks ago, but who knows with me. Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit iffy. A quick little update, because obviously the last time I recorded, I did a full day of eating with my calories being dropped. I have since not lost weight. Since not lost weight. My body's just not responding. But I'm not freaking out too much about it, because I am approaching this phase in my menstrual cycle where I know I tend to retain a little bit of water. And also my digestion isn't great during this time. So yeah, let's just say she's not going to the toilet very often. And that can also increase scale weight ever so slightly. Being patient with things, but I do think we are due another food drop soon, which I'm actually very excited for, because that also means that things will move even more and I'm ready to get shredded. Anyway, in my last video, I actually told you guys I got a new posing bikini, but I didn't show you it because I completely forgot. But I'm just about to have a posing session, my first ever posing session with Hannah Mitchell, posing with Hannah. So I thought I would actually show you the bikini because it's absolutely gorgeous. Here she is. I'm absolutely obsessed with this bikini. To be honest with you, when I tried it on, I was actually like, I could wear this on stage. Obviously, this isn't my stage suit. I would just like to clarify that. This is the posing bikini that I just pose in and do my check-ins in. The reason why I got a posing bikini over using something like a bikini from Shein, which is what I was using before, is because the way that the bottoms sit is slightly different. And what I really just wanted to do is, approaching my shows, I wanted to mimic what I look like on stage most accurately. If I was posing in my old bikini, it's a little bit more high rise, so it kind of hides the pooch in like the lower abdominal regions. I really wanted to get one of these to see what my physique and my frame actually looks like, including like the bikini cut on the back, even the way that the cups sit. So I actually got my bikini from Bikini Boutique. I would highly recommend them. This is just such good quality. I've worn it a couple of times. The one that I got is actually snakeskin print. It's the black one. They also have like a maroon one, which is also absolutely stunning. I got a connector in the middle, which is a 3x3 row connector. I didn't get any on the actual, what's the word I'm looking for? What is the word I'm looking for? I didn't get any connectors here. And the reason why I didn't get any connectors up the top on the neckline, that's the word I was looking for, on the neckline, is because it actually gets a little bit uncomfortable when you pose. And my previous bikini that I had, it was like a leopard print one, and it did have connectors up the top, and it kept on aggravating me when I was posing. And obviously when you're practicing posing, it's going to be for, you know, a good half an hour if you're doing posing lessons. So you just want something that is actually comfortable. I didn't get any connectors up the top. And then with the bikini bottoms, I think I got the pro cut. I'm not too sure. Don't mark my words on it, but basically the bikini cuts. I got connectors at the front. This is again a 3x3 connector, the same one as I've got on the top. And what you see on the side here is I've actually got adjustable straps. So this is going to be perfect regardless of whether I'm in prep or off season. Because the issue with some bikinis is they may fit you absolutely amazing in the off season, then you wear them in prep when you're like a good 10 kilos down and they just start sliding down. So I really wanted to make sure that I did have this feature in place. I actually got these on the Black Friday sale, which was in like November. Obviously I needed to put my measurements through, and it was handmade, so it did take some time to come, but I'm absolutely obsessed with it. If you do want to order a similar one to me, we can be matchy-matchy. This one, like I said, is from Bikini Boutique, not affiliated. I'm not sponsored. I did pay for this bikini. My reviews, as you can imagine, are going to be dead honest. Not that they wouldn't be dead honest anyway if I was working with someone. I'm gonna put that on, and it's time for my first posing session. I'm a bit nervous.
Why?
I don't know. Because you know when you just pose by yourself and then you're like, okay, now I'm getting posed by a posing coach, so they get to critique me. And it's not that I'm scared of criticism, but at the same time I kind of am.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I was fine about it, and now I'm just sat there waiting for Hannah to call, and I'm like...
I think from my experience, you think you're good in your head until you then go through rounds with a posing coach, and you're like, shit, I've got a lot of wriggle room to improve here. Because that's the exact same me when I went to Phoebe. I thought, oh, I'm decent. And then all of a sudden I thought, oh, I need a lot of work.
Oh no, I knew something was going to go wrong. Get a number. Oh, I got it!
How are we?
I'm good. Just like, I don't want to do these small shows. Like, yeah, okay, I'm going to get smoked, but so what? If anything, for me as an athlete, that's going to give me the leverage to be like, oh, I fucking need to work now.
Honestly, and this isn't to blow smoke at all. I just don't count yourself out. She's not the biggest, and it isn't necessarily about size. It is about, you can just look at a lineup sometimes and be like, yeah, you, right?
Yeah.
And you already know, because of being within the industry for so many years, you know the importance of the package of like my eyeline, the hand control, like even down to your hair, your bikini colour, how your makeup matches with that. So all those little things do matter when it comes to that side of things, you know.
Right, I've started wrong already. No!
Yeah, nice. Good. Yeah, lovely, mate. Okay, relax. It's the camera as well.
I know.
Like throwing you off. What it easy to do is that you almost like tip forwards a little too much.
Okay.
Right? Front pose, I want you to be like into that oblique. Yeah? Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to shit myself.
Yeah? Driving back through here. This is going to be a lot harder.
Yeah.
I really want a girl dog. Like, I miss a girl dog so much.
They are so much needier, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's literally like, Mummy, play with me.
We might get like a...
That was hard.
Hard.
Yeah, that was hard. I've got a lot of bad habits with my posing, especially on my right side, and it's annoying me, and I'm kind of like in my head a little bit now, I'm not gonna lie. I just feel like, oh, I don't know, it's hard, isn't it? I just, yeah, it was a really good session.
Okay, go through the round now. I'll record you. Go through the round and go through what you've just learned.
After an hour of posing, you want me to go through another round?
Yes.
Okay. Overall, Hannah said my posing is actually okay. She said that it's not like beginner level, which is very reassuring. We made some tweaks to each of the poses. First of all, the front pose, I was putting my knee out a little bit too much, so we brought that in and just lifting my chest up a little bit more. Also, in the front pose, what she's recommended me to do is just have a little bit more abdominal control, so almost thinking about like crunching on the abs to prevent my ribs from flaring. Because if I just push out like this, can you see all the ribs that are showing? If I tuck it in a little bit more, it shouldn't be as ribby, which is really important. Next side pose, this one was pretty much perfect, wasn't it? And just no changes to this one, other than when we just get into it, go into it with a straight leg, into a glute pop, and then when I get into the side pose, just have a slight bend in the knee. Then depending on which federation you do, that bend in the knee will vary. So I'm doing 2 federations, I'm doing NPC, and I'm doing PCA as well. PCA do tend to like a little bit more of a bend in the knee, NPC doesn't. So in PCA, I can kind of get into this pose, a little bit of a bigger bend in the knee. NPC, I'm just gonna have to straighten that out a little bit. Back pose, I'm gonna get in my head about this one as well. Back pose, I've got a few issues going on in terms of my right and my left side. Imbalance wise, my right side just looks a little bit smaller. And I'm also shifting my weight more so to my right and then pushing this hip forward. With my back pose, what feels natural to me, I just can't do. I have to do what feels unnatural. And what I mean by that is, when I get into my back pose, we brought my feet a little bit narrower, hips pushed back, so you're thinking about almost like doing an RDL, lifting the chest up, so not just like popping the chest, but just thinking about a string being attached to your sternum all the way upwards. And then what I have to do personally is shift my weight a little bit more to the left and also push this hip back a little bit more and externally rotate my knees. Feels a little bit awkward, but I know it looks better, so who cares what I feel like, right? Then this is my dreaded pose. Everyone is gonna have a pose that they don't like. So if you are at the moment stressing because one side looks a little bit different to the other, that is pretty much normal. George has his poses that he doesn't like. I have my poses that I don't like, but it's so important that you practice those poses way more than the other ones. Our natural tendency is like, okay, I'm gonna pose, I'm gonna post it on Instagram, and you always post your best shots, but if I just continue practicing this, which is what I feel comfortable with, this side is just gonna stay the same. And come show day, I'm gonna be like, okay, I look shit, and I don't want that. So I'm gonna practice this so much more. I still can't do this pose, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm not.
Practice, go on, give it a little go.
I don't want it because it looks stupid.
Practice.
So with this side pose, I have a tendency to put my foot literally like out here. So we brought this foot forward and also brought my knee inwards a little bit more. Depends on your physique and what you find actually works well for you. Then thinking about pushing the hips back, arching the lower back, what I do myself is I allow this belly to drop, which gives me like almost like a turtle belly. I can't do that. So we're trying to keep this midsection in and push backwards and then rotate. Keep a bend in the knee. I can't see myself, so it's hard. And I know I won't be able to see myself on stage, but right now I need a mirror to help me pose. So yeah, that is the wrap up.
Whoa. Oh, Jesus. Oh, do you enjoy watching Mummy?
If the judges don't like, at least Mango does. So I've just had my session with Hannah, who is, first of all, just so amazing. She's such a ray of sunshine. I absolutely adore her as a person, as a posing coach. But shortly after, George sort of asked me how I felt, like what did I find it and how did I find it and my thoughts and reflections. And I don't know if you could see it in that clip, but I just didn't feel like I could truly express my emotions properly. And I've just locked myself away in the room. Sorry for the clothes. But yeah, just locked myself away in the room and just had like a little bit of a reflection because I'm probably like this close to just bursting out crying in tears. So instead of doing that, I'm going to be productive. I'm going to reflect on camera. This week has been an extremely challenging week for me in prep. I'm approaching my period, so hormones are obviously doing their thing. I feel like I look so much worse. I feel like I am small, but at the same time, I have no muscle. Like I look like I just don't lift. My digestion's just not been my best friend as well. I've just really struggled to go to the toilet. Sorry for the TMI, but at the same time, I just want to discuss this part, obviously, on the channel because this is about honesty and transparency, right? So yeah, just not had the best week. And just in general, like I just feel like this week I've just been fucking ripping myself apart. Like I was editing my last video and I started like noticing like the bags under my eyes and like my wrinkles, and I don't know what's happened to me really. Like I've just been very critical of myself, and usually I'm very good at like taking a step back and being like, Vic, she's just being emotional. But I do think it just comes, one, with being a woman at this phase in the menstrual cycle, and I do think it comes too with prep. Like I'll be very, very honest. I feel like this is a sport where you are so fixated on how you look, and it does come with a side effect of just maybe like a little bit of body dysmorphia, and I feel like I'm there at the moment. I'm really doubting prepping this year. I'll say that. Like I'm just really doubting it because I just know I'm too small. This is me now taking a step back and not thinking emotionally. I know I'm too small for wellness. I need more time. I need more time growing. And straight away, like right now in my head, I'm like, do I just pull back? Do I just go into another off season? Do I just compete in like 2 years time? What do I do, right? It's extremely hard because I just don't feel like you're ever going to feel ready or you're ever going to have enough muscle in bodybuilding. And the issue with me is that I always want more from myself, but there does come a time where I eventually need to just take that step and step up on stage. But then I'm also counteracting that with like, well, you need to grow, so what's the point? And I don't even know if this is making any sense, but I'm feeling very conflicted right now, which is making me very emotional because I'm like, yeah, I don't know. But the main thing is I'm not gonna act impulsively based on my emotions because my natural instinct right now is to say, like, just pull prep, just go into off season, just don't compete. Like right now, I'm not gonna make any decisions. I'm just going to go do the rest of my steps for tonight. I'm gonna rest my eyes, wake up tomorrow, and tomorrow's a new day. Yeah, just thought I'd be honest. Like I'm not feeling the best. I'm not feeling myself. I'm not liking the way that I look. I don't feel like I should prep. I feel like every competitor experiences this, so it's not like a pull me, why me? It's just like a ugh. It's the realities of it. And if you are prepping or if you're dieting and you're doubting yourself right now, that's fine. Just remember that these emotions too shall pass. You might feel absolutely amazing tomorrow, so just don't act impulsively based upon how you feel right now. Act based upon how you want to feel. I always say to myself, who is the woman that you want to become? Who is the athlete that you want to become? And what would they do in this moment? Never fucking give up. That's what they would do. Never fucking give up. It's Wednesday, the 4th of February, and I have been up since 3 o'clock this morning. The prep morning wake ups have well and truly hit. Not only that, but I've just not been in a good spot recently, to be honest with you. Obviously, I've not filmed since Sunday, where you last saw me posing with Hannah, because things went downhill a little bit for me. First of all, I am sick. If you can't hear in my voice, I have got the cold, sniffles, cough, sore throat, the lot. Secondly, I have been in my late luteal phase, and any girls listening to this will will know that usually kicks you up the arse. Especially for me, I'm like so sensitive to my hormones. So my digestion stalled, my energy has just dropped, my appetite's so weird. It's not even high, it's actually low. Like I just feel so and then to top it off, yesterday I was training legs and I got injured on the pendulum, and I was doing my last rep and nothing like set off. I just had this like little pain in like my mid back just under my rib cage, which I've never had before. It kind of felt like it was just like a little bit of a compression, you can call it that. Usually the pain that I'm experiencing right now, I tend to get in like my lower back, but it was in my mid back. And I messaged Kyle and I was like, Kyle, help, I'm a little bit injured. He was like, no, we're fine, just move. And last night I genuinely could not move at all while sleeping without waking up. I was like tossing and turning. I was like, oh ow, and then just at 3 hours I was like, I'm just gonna bite the bullet, get up and do some work, because I have had a lot of ladies join the team at the moment, so I've just been keeping myself busy. But basically went AWOL with the recording because your gal's been busy and your gal's been unwell, so it's just been a matter of like get your head down and crack on sort of thing. But today I've woke up feeling optimistic, feeling positive, because the only thing that's within my control is my mindset surrounding everything that's going on. I could either cry about it and give up and be like, oh, I'm competing in 13 weeks time and I'm injured, or I could just be like, do you know what, control what you can, have a good time doing it. There's still so many things to be grateful for, and that's what I'm exactly channeling. And also I do have a very exciting package. It came yesterday, so I thought I'm gonna unbox it on camera. So I've actually left it unboxed. Usually what I would do is I'd be like, oh, I'll do an unboxing for YouTube, or I'll do an unboxing for Instagram to have a sneaky little cheeky little sneak peek. Thank you. So I'm gonna record that because I've been waiting for this package for like a week. So I'm gonna try and do this without revealing my address, even though, funnily enough, George and I posted obviously like a little picture outside of our house, and we had someone message be like, oh my God, my mum lives on that street. I was like, bruh. I'm gonna try and not disclose where I live. In this package, we have got a very, very exciting haul. In case you haven't guessed already, I have ordered all the bits that I'm gonna need for stage. So I'm gonna give you guys a little preview of what I ordered from Compact. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Compact is a business based in the UK. They do posing shoes, posing jewelry or stage jewelry. They also do show bits like tan, towels, everything you basically need for show days. So if you are struggling to get anything and you don't know what website to go for, I would highly recommend them because they literally just have everything. And they also ship to the EU. So if you are based in Spain, Portugal, Germany, Poland, whatever, they will actually ship to you. Obviously, I'm in Spain at the moment, and I ordered these last Wednesday and they have come. So I'm very, very excited. I'm very excited. Okay, so what did I order? First and foremost, I had to get some new posing heels because my posing heels that I've got at the moment I've actually had for 2.5 years, and I've worn them so much that they just look minging. To be honest, there's no other way of going about it. The gemstones have fallen off, there's discoloration on the actual sole, so therefore I decided to get myself some new posing shoes. I didn't actually know what posing shoes to get. I have had flares in the past, and the flares that I had were really good, but that was when I did figure. So obviously figure posing is slightly different to wellness and bikini in the sense that you can just stand on like flat feet. You don't need to have your toe pointed up. Like in wellness, you need the toe to be pointed in that front pose, and same goes for side poses. So flares are an amazing option if you don't like a platform. If you like a smaller heel, I would recommend those, especially if you've got like normal to like narrow feet. I would say that's what I have. They just fitted me really well, but upon speaking to a few people, they just said those are probably not the ones to go for. You should get ones with an arch. So the second pair of shoes that I had were the Majesties, and the Majesties initially I found really hard to walk in just because they have a much higher heel. I think it's a 5-inch heel in comparison to a 4-inch heel like they do have in the flares. They do have a platform which slightly makes it a little bit easier to walk on apparently, but yeah, they were just slightly different. I eventually got used to them, but I wanted to actually try a different shoe. The shoe that I went for is the Elegance, or the Elegant 408. I've not actually seen these in person yet, so I'm very excited and I'm hoping that they fit. I will actually do a little bit of a posing round after my upper session, which I'm going to film for you guys. So I'll see how I pose in them and give you more of a deeper and thorough review. but they look like this. They are very much in between of the Flare and also the Majesty that I got, in the sense that they do have a platform, and it's actually a gemmed platform, but they do have a much smaller heel. So I believe this is 4" or 4.5". So technically they should feel more flat when I stand on them. I watched a review on Compact. I think Jenny wore these, and she did say it just feels like you're wearing not a wedge, but like just platform shoes. So I'm hoping that I can actually pose in these pretty well. This is pretty much what they look like. The heel also has gemstones. I'm absolutely obsessed with these already, and I feel like I'm going to be able to pose in them so much better. And as you can see, if I place my hand flat like this, they do have that pointed toe, or that like arched toe, so that when I do my front pose, I can kind of stay on my quad a little bit more. Of course, a girl can never have too many shoes, so I actually did order 2 pairs. Oops. And the reason why I ordered 2 pairs, there's actually 2 reasons. One, I did really want a backup option in case I didn't like the elegance or they didn't fit well. 2, I was paying £30 for postage because of course it's getting delivered to the EU. But also these were actually on sale, so I was like, I need to nab the most of it. And basically what I got is I just got the Majesties in just like what am I trying to say? Clear. Prep is prepping right now. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Did I even get Majesties? Majesty 508. So the ones, what I'm basically trying to say is they are clear. So the other ones I've got have got gemstones on. These are clear, and they actually have a black platform at the bottom. Right now, Compact is storing, or they're stocking. Why can't I speak? They are stocking these shoes with a grey platform, and I do think that they look nicer on stage just because I don't know, it just blends a little bit better. But because I think they're restocking and they're trying to create this stock of grey soles, they did put these on sale. So of course I had to nab them. I think they were like £30 off. Even if I wear these for posing practice moving forwards, or even if I actually do end up wearing them at my shows because that's what I'm used to, then at least I've got these as a backup. I hope that they're the same fit because they do look slightly different. I feel like the soles look slightly different. I don't know. We shall see. Anyway, what did Vicky get next? You guys are gonna laugh at this one, and anyone that doesn't do bodybuilding is gonna be like, what the fuck did she buy? But in this magic pouch, oh, making myself laugh, I got myself a little shiwi. Full disclosure, girl, if you're a first timer, if you are someone that hasn't competed before, if you're someone unfamiliar to competing or bodybuilding, you are going to be wearing a very orange tan. That tan is not something that you wash off like you would for a night out. Therefore, when you go for a wee on show day, which you will because that's a normal physiological thing to do, like humans should piss on a daily basis, you will need one of these. If you don't get a shiwi, you do need a plastic cup, because if you sit down on the toilet and you wee and you spray your leg and then you go up on stage and you do your back shot and you've got dribbles down your leg, you are not going to be a happy bunny, let me tell you that. So shiwi actually comes in a little bit of like a pouch, so you can obviously keep it in your little show day bag without flaunting, hey guys, this is what I just pissed on. And it basically shiwis, so you I don't even know if I should be doing a demonstration of this, but yeah, I got a shiwi. Then the next thing that I have got is my show day jewelry. Honestly, the English just isn't English in today, but it's okay. So the jewelry that I went for is a little bit more basic because I'm not much of a blingy person. Plus also what I did want for shows is I wanted like one statement bit of jewelry. So I've noticed quite a lot of girls at the moment, they'll have like one really big ring, which I actually didn't get at the moment, but I will have a little bit of a browse and see if I like anything online. I got 2 rings, which are just very, very small rings. All of these are quite stretchy, so you don't need to get like a small, medium or large, which is good because obviously my hands will change. They'll get leaner, hopefully. Even though I've had like arthritic flares, I don't know if you can see that, which just isn't ideal. I need to get that sorted. I got these because I thought that they'll be like a nice little statement or addition. I don't know why I feel like this is an engagement ring, but I got 2 of those, and then I'm going to try not to break it because what's going to happen is I'm going to try and put on my fat fingers at the moment that are swollen, and then it won't come off, or I'll just cut off circulation. That does sound like a very me thing to do. I'm about to go to the gym like, George, sorry, I need to go to the doctors. But I got those 2, and then I got 2 bracelets. One is the thinner one. It's literally just got 2 rows. We'll put that on one hand. I feel like I'm get ready for my show day. And then I got one which is 4 rows that I can't seem to open. The thing about jewelry is it should just show off your personality. I feel like there's no right or wrong way of, you know, dressing yourself or styling yourself. It should just show off who you are. So if you like shorter earrings or you're a little bit more of a basic girl, it's not that you need like very blingy jewelry. I got these just because I feel like it's gonna fit me quite well. So 2 rings, 2 bracelets, and like I said, I might have a statement ring. We shall see. And then for the earrings, I actually didn't know which earrings to go for. I ended up going for the ones that first caught my eye because your gut intuition can never be wrong, right? Unless it's to do with your ex-boyfriend. Anyway, I ended up going for the ones that I actually saw Kerry Sexton wore. I have got really long hair, and I would say I've got a quite long neck. This is what they look like on. Oh my God, I love it. Do you like it?
Yeah, I think very nice.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's very nice.
You don't like it?
I like it on you. It looks better than what I thought. But when girls wear like jewelry on like show days, it gives me tacky vibes. It does. It gives me tacky vibes. I'm sorry. I just wish it wasn't like a thing like. It's just a bit tacky.
What do you mean? I think it looks gorgeous. I went for quite simple.
Yeah,
I would say.
I do think it looks a lot better. I must admit, it's not bad at all.
Do you think these are too long? No. I think they suit me because I've got long hair. What do you think, guys? Comment down below. Is it tacky or is it pretty? I think it looks amazing. Minus the fact I've only got 1 earring in, but I am very happy because I thought these might be a little bit too long. They do tell you to actually take like neck measurements, but I was impatient. I was like, I need to do this order now. So like I said, this is from Compact. Obviously, this is not affiliated. I did pay for everything myself, but I do recommend them. Like, I wouldn't recommend something I didn't believe in, and they're fantastic in terms of their communication. They'll answer all of the questions. I also know that if you go on their website, they do have like a show day checklist. So again, if you are very new to bodybuilding, like, I appreciate all of this is so overwhelming. There's so much information out there. You don't know what to get. And I feel like Compact just summarized that very nicely. I would definitely recommend them, but I am going to now eat my pre-workout. Otherwise, I'm going to continue waffling and get too excited about show day. I honestly feel like now that I've put this on, I'm ready to tackle the world. So I'm about to have an absolutely fantastic session. Get my groove on. Go carpe fucking diem. Seize the day. And I'll see you guys in the next clip where I'm going to be taking you through an upper session.
I could remember I want you. I could remember I want you. And it's just nerves, it's just dick. Making me think about someone new. You know I got so much to say. I try to hide it in my face. And you don't work, you see through. That I just wanna be with you. And you're right, I got my guy. But I can't help it, I want you. Say you right, I got my guy. But I can't help it, I want you, I want you. I could remember I want you, and it's just nerves, just dick. Making me think about someone new. You know I got such things to say. I try to hide it in my face, and you don't work, you see through. That I just want you with you, and you're right. I want you, I could remember I want you, and it's just nerves, it's just dick. Making me think about someone new. You know I got so much to say. I try to hide it in my face, and you don't work, you see through. That I just want you with you, and you're right. I can't stop it the other way, 'cause I know it could be brave, and you never feel the same. You'll be thinking about it every day. Don't believe in fairy tales, but we got a fantasy. And it's me on the sheet, trying to be up through your seas. Have you all on top of me? Acting like it's not that deep, boy, you can take it out of me. Tell me what it's about to be. Really feel it's about to be. I can't tell remember I want you. I could remember I want you, and it's just nerves, it's just deep. Making me think about someone new. You know I got so much to say. I try to hide it in my face, and you don't work, you see through. That I just wanna do with you, and you're right. Girl, I want you like you want me to. I feel that energy when you're on top of me. I know you're not here controlling you, but you're so hesitant.
Because it is day 1 of my period, and I feel like a very watery balloon, but I promised that I would show you how these heels are. So, key thing when you are trying on heels or when you are posing, practicing your posing, it's so important to actually wear white socks. Reason for that is because if you wear dark socks or coloured socks, they can actually stain this little sole bit. If you've bought heels that you're going to be wearing for stage, don't wreck them. You want to keep them as pristine as possible. So white socks only, and also keep them in the bag that they provide you with. They've got like a little blue one for each individual shoe and then a bag to put both of them in. So I'm gonna try these on and we will see how it is. So first impression of the heels is I absolutely love them. I didn't think I'd like them. I'm not gonna lie, when I first put them on, they didn't actually feel like a heel. It feels more like a platform shoe. That's the best way I can describe it. It just genuinely feels like you're not walking in heels, which for someone that doesn't like walking in heels, aka this girl, is completely ideal. So much more stable on my feet, so much easier to pose in. It is a little bit harder to stay in your side pose and switch that hamstring on, but overall for me, the pros outweigh the cons of that. Like I said earlier in the video, they do have a little bit of a curved platform, so when I sit into my front pose, I'm able to actually engage my quad in this pose. Same goes for this side pose, I can kind of stay on my toes. In comparison to the Majesties, I actually much prefer this. They're also a smaller heel, which makes me look more compact, and as a result, it makes your legs look slightly bigger. Yeah, so the shorter you are, the thicker your legs look. Therefore, if you have a smaller heel, technically, it'll make you look a little bit denser. The only thing I would disclose is that if you have wide feet, there is probably no way you're gonna get your feet into these, because I've got quite narrow feet, and when I initially put these on, it was a little bit of a squeeze, but overall, I think these are absolutely amazing. So I'm just gonna do a round of posing. I'm not sure how the light is on this camera, but yeah, I'm not liking how I'm looking, I'm not gonna lie. I'm already looking at myself and thinking, eh? So easy to pose in these heels. I can't believe I didn't get them earlier. It doesn't feel like I'm in heels. Usually when I transition from this pose to the back pose, I really struggle to like rotate this foot. Whereas now, because there's like a curved platform, yeah, I can even fucking do spins. So I'm just editing my YouTube video and I'm noticing myself speak to myself like absolute shit in that video. Not only that, I'm literally doubting my whole existence. And I had a little giggle to myself because I've woken up this morning, I've got a new low, I feel like a boss bitch again, I feel so different in myself, and it actually made me take a step back and realize like women have it so hard in terms of hormones. When I'm at different phases in my menstrual cycle, I have just such a different level of confidence. It's actually crazy. And I wanted to talk about this in this video because us women knowing how our body responds actually allows us to have so much more empowerment when we're in those phases without taking it to the extreme and actually seeing that self-doubt as a true reflection of who we truly are. Instead, what I do is I experience the self-doubt and then I ask myself, okay, where are you in your menstrual cycle? Then I'm like, okay, well, there's a hormonal shift going on right now, and it helps me just strategically calm myself down a little bit more and just do the do. Let's talk about what actually happens to your body at different phases in the menstrual cycle. First of all, phases of the menstrual cycle, you've got your follicular phase, which is from day 1 of your bleed up until ovulation. You've got your ovulation, and then you've got your luteal phase, which actually should be divided into 2 different phases, your early luteal phase and your late luteal phase, because how your hormones look varies quite a lot. In your early luteal phase, you have a rise in progesterone, and then in your late luteal phase, you have a drop off of progesterone and estrogen. So how you're going to feel obviously is going to depend on where you lie in that phase. And if you backtrack on where I was in that late luteal phase, which is just edging towards my period. What happens to your body is absolutely crazy, because these hormones don't just affect how you look, they also affect how you think. Progesterone converts into allopregnenolone, which acts on your brain, specifically the GABA receptors, to just calm it, right? right? It just calms your nervous system. So when progesterone drops in that late luteal phase, you'll start to experience more anxiety, more self-criticism, more feelings like you're just on edge. The next hormone that actually affects your brain is going to be estrogen, which again, as you saw on that graph, goes up and then down in that late luteal phase. Estrogen directly affects dopamine and also serotonin, and serotonin's your happy hormone. So when you have an estrogen withdrawal because you're approaching close to your period and you're not pregnant, you start to again experience changes in mood, sadness, anhedonia. You don't enjoy things that maybe you would as much as you usually do. So these two hormones have such an effect on self-criticism, self-image, self-acceptance, your happiness, your enjoyment towards things. They even affect how sexually attracted you are to your partner. Like, this is actually a real thing, so please understand it. Then on top of these psychological aspects, we've got the physiological aspects specifically surrounding water retention. When progesterone is high, it actually helps you excrete water and prevents you from retaining sodium. Whereas when you have a progesterone drop off, guess what happens? You start to retain water, you start to retain sodium, you start looking a little bit more like a water balloon. This is especially very, very prominent if you are leaner. So when you are going through dieting phases, or when you are in a bodybuilding prep or in a photo shoot prep, because you naturally store less body fat, those water weight fluctuations are going to be more significant. So when I was posing and trying on the heels, I just did not see any lines in my midsection, whereas me 2 weeks ago, I was so much leaner, and that is such a head fuck, because you're literally like, I'm closer to stage, but I look worse for it. Whereas literally posed yesterday after my glute session, I had a glute ham tie, and I was like, where did that come from? Be aware that sodium fluctuations are going to happen. Vascular permeability with estrogen as well. So estrogen affects basically how your vessels hold water, and they become more permeable. There's more water leaking out of those vessels. It's going to affect how you look, because we store water in our vessels, in our arteries, in our veins, in our cells, and also extracellularly. And if it stores extracellularly, this is where you just don't feel like you've got that definition. What I'm trying to say is, you just go through a state where your body changes, you retain more water, and on top of that, you feel shitter about yourself because your brain literally tells you to feel shit about yourself. So in those moments where you are approaching that late luteal phase, it's so important not to listen to those thoughts and not to listen to your mood. It's probably not even a good idea to actually analyze your physique during this time. I know when I look at my visuals, and when George looks at my visuals, we just take things with a pinch of salt, because we're like, okay, well, this is not going to be accurate representation of how much body fat you're holding or how much water you're holding. You just need to sort of get through that phase and speak to yourself by saying, you know, this too shall pass. We are expecting a shift in the next couple of days. Don't act impulsively. Fuck your mood and just follow the plan. And I can guarantee you, day 4, day 5, day 6 of your cycle, you're just going to wake up and you're going to feel so much better. And you're going to be like, oh, what was that for? You know, why was I so stressed? And the difference between people that succeed in those phases compared to those who don't is the people that act impulsively and start, I don't know, going off plan, not hitting their steps because they've given up. They take steps back because they're ultimately losing the opportunity to lose body fat. Does that even make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. But anyway, that is a little bit of an educational piece for you. And that is also the summary of today's video. So if you have enjoyed this video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, I will see you in the next one.